Alright, well, I'm testing out a new thing, so hopefully everything is good. Hi guys, Chocolate Monster here. I got a new game today, and it is the Stanley Parable. Now, I have never actually played it, I've only watched people play it, but it seemed like fun to me, so we're gonna go for it. So without further ado, let's begin. Hey.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Hi Stanley.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was M's employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day, every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Good for Stanley. I don't know what that skipping was about.
Something very peculiar happened.
We're not done. Sorry.
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I'm not sure why it was skipping around like it was, but I don't know. Hopefully that doesn't do that again. Anyway, hello world, I'm Stanley. Okay. I've stepped out of my office.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Nope, memo.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I hear you, I'm going. Hello? I'm not alone. Oops, somebody got fired. I think they all just got fired and didn't tell me. Maybe I was fired and nobody told me.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, sure.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
What is all this stuff? Charts need to be more hip. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill out in triplicate and return to your boss appreciations. Takes 2 people to start a fight, and right now you're being both of them. What, plant life? Are dreams for the future? Well, yeah.
Stanley just stood there doing nothing at all. He seems to think I have nothing better to do with my time than to sit around and describe every fascinating little detail of his inability to do anything.
Well, nobody asked
Stanley and I
you.
are on such good terms.
Nobody asked you, jerk.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Yeah.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
There's nothing outside. That makes me nervous. It's like white light. Heaven?
Stepping
He
into
has a
the manager's
piano?
office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing.
Ooh,
he
door.
stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I feel like I'm gonna walk into a horror game. There now! Down I go. So I basically just went upstairs to go down. That's what you're telling me. Joy.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Yeah, I just bet.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Now, for this time around, I'm gonna do what I'm told. Because I know that there's lots of different endings.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yes. Yes, he did.
Now the monitors jumped to life,
Whoa.
their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was
what's
happy
that?
with his boring job? That his
Oh, yes, let's
emotions
go
had been
higher.
manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yeah, sure, let's go higher.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
And how is he going to do that? Ooh, a button. Probably not the button I need. Oh, I see. Okay, there's 3. What's this one? Please be 1. I don't like walking stairs. Of course you're not 1, you're... Alright. Alright, where was 5? I'm probably doing this all wrong, but oh well. At least I tried, right? 5! There you are, 5. Alright, where am I going then? Not that door? How about this door? Of course, through the doors that say power. That would be.
At last he found the source of the room's power. He knew it was...
I cut you off. What did I do? Am I dead?
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.